Hey, good morning. Here for my Mayor's Report, Thursday, October 8th, here at the Dublin Sports Grounds. The theme for this week in Dublin is spending other people's money. The City of Dublin, at our council meeting the other night, approved spending over $1 million of Measure WW funds from the East Bay Regional Parks District for renovations here at the Dublin Sports Grounds, in terms of removing half the field surfaces, redoing the drainage, and making sure that we have top quality playing surfaces here at the Dublin Sports Grounds. So that at the same time the Fallon Sports Park is done, we have the sports grounds here done at the same time. So we feel that we're really excited about that, because we think that'll help all of our youth sports, particularly soccer and Little League here in the city of Dublin. At our council meeting the other night, we also spent federal grant funds through MTC for improvements along Dublin Boulevard. They're called the East and West Dublin BART Corridor Enhancements. That's how it's formally known as. Basically, because of the fact that we have the two BART stations and we're doing transit-oriented development, we've gotten federal funds that have passed through MTC to the City of Dublin to widen sidewalks, to do landmark signs, to do a lot of different aesthetic features. A piece of art known as the Eternal Ribbon that's going to go at the corner of Dublin Boulevard and Doherty Road. That's not general fund dollars. That's federal dollars coming to the city for the purpose of aesthetic improvements. So from Hanson Drive all the way to Tassajara, that 4-mile stretch of Dublin Boulevard, you're going to see various aesthetic improvements, and again, that's through federal grants. Lastly, the city received nearly $187,000 in stimulus funds from the Obama administration for energy retrofits at our parks. Particularly here at the sports grounds is one of the parks that might benefit from that. We're going to use 3 parks in the city. We're not sure which ones, but a lot of our older parks that have the older lighting, we've got the federal money now to do energy efficient LED lighting for 3 city parks. So we're really excited about that. So those are 3 things I think moving forward in the city, capital projects without using city dollars. In terms of the council meeting the other night, in addition to those items I just referenced, we approved an expansion of our sales tax reimbursement program. I think, as you might recall, that's the program we adopted earlier this year that attracted Graybar Electric and over 100 employees to the city of Dublin. We're going to expand the sales tax reimbursement from 5 years to 10 years as a way to attract additional business. And this is based upon conversations we've had with commercial brokers. We had that brokers roundtable in August and follow-up discussions. But one of the things they said was our current program is good for 5 years, but if we really want to attract some of these tenants, 10 years would be a better program. And again, the philosophy in Dublin is it's new dollars. It has to be $100,000 of new revenue. It's not existing revenue. So if this is a way to attract new business and new revenue to our city, I believe that's a good thing, because 100% of 0, 0, or 50% of a large figure is still money for the city. So that's something that we expanded. We also got an update on our code enforcement program. One of the things that the council did a couple years ago, based upon resident feedback, some of the neighborhoods where maybe the aesthetic value wasn't as high, there were some code enforcement violations, and we only had 1 code enforcement officer trying to patrol the entire city. So we brought on a 2nd officer. We got a report back on that. We've definitely had an improvement in terms of the city because of the addition of the code enforcement officer. A lot of the violations that used to go untracked, now with the additional officer, we found out that a lot of the neighborhoods, just things you used to see in terms of landscaping and weeds and abandoned cars, a lot of those things have been cleaned up, and it's something that we're going to continue to work on. If you and your neighborhood have a code enforcement issue, you can issue an anonymous complaint through the city website, and we have staff that will follow up on that. So that was one of the things that we heard about. Again, it was a very productive council meeting. I think last thing I want to talk about, the Deputy Sheriff's Activities League. We're going to be partnering with them on some child safety programs, and that's through Alameda County. So it's going to be the seat belts for kids, some internet safety for kids. We talked about children defense measures against attacks, bicycle safety tips. So it's going to be a kind of part of a comprehensive child safety program. So we're happy to bring that to Dublin. A couple other things. I spoke at the Mayor's Summit, Tri-Valley Mayor's Summit at Crook Canyon Country Club with the 5 mayors, Mayor Arnerich of Danville, Mayor Wilson, San Ramon, Mayor Hosterman of Pleasanton, and Mayor Comino of Livermore. The focus, obviously, the economy, and I talked about the ways in which, despite the downturn, Dublin has been able to balance its budget without cuts to programs or services, and we talked about some of the ways that we're working to attract business. So it was a very good meeting. And the other thing, I think you saw me last week report out prior to homecoming, the events were a smashing success. Thousands of people came out for the carnival. It's a great tradition, and again, it's not just about Dublin High School, it's about bringing the whole community together. So I was happy to be a part of that. That's our report for today, Thursday, October 8th. Have a great week.